All right, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, 8:15, August 12th. My name is Amal. I'm going to do a Bitcoin and altcoin as well as DeFi analysis for y'all. Lots to cover today, tons of price action that happened, and I do want to go over that. But I wanted to show you guys these gains reviews that we've been seeing from our members for the past several weeks. Lots of people, making some incredible gains. So if you guys are interested in joining our community, go to thealphatrades.com website. It's thealphatrades.com. You can hit the products page, and then the products page looks like this. You could buy the Advantage membership, or you can buy the technical analysis course. Okay. And I think if you go on Udemy, it's probably only, I don't know, maybe like $10, or I guess it's $11.99 right now. If you do that, I will give you 7 free days along with your purchase of your course. Okay, we highly encourage education. We preach it quite a bit. We preach technical analysis and risk management. So if you do go get that course, you can get 7 free days in the Advantage side. And the Advantage side basically, guys, is we have a Discord channel, which is a private Discord channel. All the locked channels that you see right here, these are all the private channels for the paid community. And that is with the Advantage membership right here, which is $97 a month. It gets you access to all this stuff, guys. 2 videos a day, every single day for Bitcoin analysis, or technically it's Bitcoin and altcoins. We put out, leverage short, leverage long positions in Bitcoin. We put out altcoin trading. So if we have DeFi setups, altcoin setups. So let me show you guys, one of the setups that we took last night, right? So this was one of the link long setups that we took. This is kind of how it looked. All right. So we got in right around $13.15 or something. First target was, let me see here. First target was $14 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you could see we just blew past that, right? You could see how similar that chart looks. So I was up late last night, and I was just kind of letting my Advantage members know that if Bitcoin keeps bleeding, it's a very good time for altcoins, specifically the DeFi altcoins, to start breaking out. And you could see right here, we got in somewhere around this area right here, and then we obviously broke out since then, right? So point is, this is the kind of information that we put out in our channels. If you guys are interested, again, there's a link below in your YouTube description. You can come join the Alpha Trades Advantage membership. And then once you're logged in, this is how your account looks. And then you can go to Discord right here, click on that, and you can add your Discord ID. You can find your Discord ID way at the bottom left down here. And then you copy that, paste it in the Discord link, and you're all set. You should be able to join our community. Okay. So I just want to do that real quick and let y'all know that our website is now working. It's a brand new website, so we still got some kinks to iron out. But I think we're all set, with getting people on board. I do think that there's something big happening in crypto, in DeFi, and altcoins that I personally think is like a development of an alt season. And I've shared this with my community, with my thoughts before. This is my large post that I wrote out. Basically what I was talking about is there's something brewing, I think, whether it's money flows, market structure, even in the DeFi space, that is very analogous to what happened 2016, 2017. And I know that because I remember the feeling of, what that space felt like, what the euphoria felt like back then. And it's the same feeling I'm getting right now. So I told the Advantage members in July that, I feel like we're in the initial to beginning stages of, or rather initial to middle stages of a developing alt season, maybe a bubble if you want to call it that. And so I do not believe we're anywhere near the end of it. I think there's going to be probably another, decent sized push in altcoins, a decent sized push in Bitcoin. However, obviously this is just a theory, right? I personally think that's how it's going to play out, and that's how I've positioned myself. And I've listed all the positions I hold in terms of spot, leverage positions I take, I do that every single day as an update to my Advantage members. So the question is, as you're watching this, well, if we do know this is developing, well, how do you play it, right? I mean, nothing else matters. Okay, great, the market's going to go up, but how the hell do I, take advantage of that? How the hell do I make money out of it? Again, I can't give you financial advice, but I could tell you exactly how I've constructed my portfolio. Okay, first and foremost, I like to take the great words of Stanley Druckenmiller and his portfolio construction into account. And basically what he says is, when you are out there investing, you do not need to effectively spread yourself or spread your capital too thin by going out and buying every company that looks great. You just need to focus on a concentrated few. If your capital is concentrated in a few companies, right, and you've diversified it well properly, you should not worry about the other companies that are potentially new or blowing up or popping off. What you should be focused on is, have you diversified properly? And the proper diversification, in my opinion, is I think there should be a proper balance between BTC, altcoins, and DeFi. Now, the way I define altcoins is the traditional old guard altcoins. Like, personally, I think ETH is one of the altcoins that you could consider. XRP, Bcash, LTC, you can consider any of these, okay? The non-DeFi coins is basically what I'm trying to say, all right? And then you have the newer sort of space developing, which is the DeFi space. Things like Link, right? Link is one of them, okay? There's, let me see, what else is developing? Here, you can actually go to CoinMarketCap and go to the DeFi area, and you can look up all these new DeFi coins. Oh yeah, MakerDAO, Comp, Lend, Kyber Network, ZRX, Band, all these, right? So you could basically create a diversified basket, okay, of BTC plus alts, and within alts you have a segment of DeFi, and that should create your diversified portfolio, if you will. And that can be held, in my opinion, for several months. Okay, I think in several months you should see significant price appreciation or value appreciation in your basket. And you won't need to worry about, wait a second, Band did 200% yesterday or Lend did 50% today. You wouldn't have to worry about that because you wouldn't piss away your capital trying to chase these trades, okay? So this is why I say personally, you can focus on a basket like that. Again, not investment advice. You could create it however you want, but this is how I'm choosing to create it, okay? So yeah, like I said, do not go around chasing 50 different altcoins, trying to think this is the next 10x or 50x, etc. All right. Obviously, don't go all in and hoping to be rich overnight. You're in the business to build wealth, and the way you build wealth is slowly, with patience, not getting too greedy. All right. And last but not least, do remember that the entire health of crypto is dependent on the money flows and liquidity available in traditional markets. Crypto is not a standalone market, guys. It operates on the benevolence of asset managers, people who feel that maybe the markets as a whole are in a risk-on environment, and then they will dive into crypto, okay? Nobody is looking at crypto like, wait a second, equities are going down, gold is going down, Bitcoin is, we should buy Bitcoin. Like, that's not a common thought that's coming across any person's mind when it comes to large portfolio managers, okay? So we want the health of gold and equity markets and the traditional, bond markets and money flows to help supplement and push up crypto. You should never want the other markets to do worse, because if you do, you're effectively asking for crypto to do worse. All right. So a perfect example was this sell-off that we saw yesterday, right? So let me give you guys an example, okay? The correlation is this, all right? When the dollar gets stronger, okay, so yesterday, we saw, last couple of days, we saw the dollar kind of gain strength, come back into the resistance area, which was 93.81. I've had this resistance marked out for several weeks now, all right? And we smashed into that resistance, right? We had a somewhat of a W bottom, as you can see right there, right? First drop, dip, again, pop back up with a W, trying to break out and couldn't break out. So the first sign of weakness that we saw when the dollar was gaining strength was gold. Gold, you could see the last, 3 days or so when the dollar was pushing up, gold broke down. Gold was down almost from its high to low, right? Down almost 10-ish%. And so the same thing that's what happened to Bitcoin. As you can see, we slid off because a strong dollar effectively with gold selling off is a pretty good indicator, in my opinion, that Bitcoin and crypto is going to sell off. And that's kind of what happened. However, okay, the dollar, like I just showed you, hit resistance, started selling off some more. Gold, caught some support in the same manner as the dollar hit resistance. So you can see right here, gold went below the pivot, but then quickly climbed back above. All right, so these are the signs that you should be looking out for. And I pretty much talk about this stuff all the time in the Advantage side to let our community members know this is the correlation that you should be looking for. All right, and so the point is right now, the way I see gold pushing up, the way I see dollar breaking down a little bit, right? Again, it hasn't broken down completely, but it's a pretty good, rejection right here. That would imply to me that BTC should start pushing up, meaning if BTC starts pushing up, I would say most of crypto should start pushing up. All right. Now, the interesting thing about this kind of sell-off and this kind of grind is there's another sub-correlation within that. And I've spoken about this before. Okay, so I believe that the correlation is this. The traditional altcoins, like I told you before, LTC, the old guards like Ethereum, Bcash, XRP, etc. When BTC breaks down, I think Ethereum and the other old guards break down too, kind of like this. And not to be mistaken, Link doesn't necessarily just go up all the time BTC goes up. However, Link bottomed faster and started to push up harder as BTC was continuously still grinding down in this area. Even while BTC is pushed up a little bit, look what Link has done. Okay, so the point is that when it comes to BTC kind of grinding down and bottoming out and basing out, you should be looking for DeFi coins to start breaking out. Specifically Link, in my opinion, which is a big breakout coin, which has big money flows behind it, big volume behind it typically. All right, so this is one of my top picks for 2020. I personally think, it's going to go up massively. My big targets are closer to $40 and $80. But again, this is what I personally think, right? I don't really know if that's going to happen. We don't know if crypto is going to crash. We don't know if Link and the traditional markets are going to crash and bring everything down with it. But for now, I feel pretty safe saying that Link will be just fine. I feel pretty safe saying that Bitcoin will be just fine. So now if we go back to Bitcoin, right, we've reclaimed the monthly open. I've also spoken about this key marker right here. Okay, first of all, let's go to the pivots as well as VWAP. Okay, so let's close out both. You can see we're hitting that pivot. Okay, personally, I think what we're gonna do is we might push up a little, maybe get to 11.5, 11.6, but I think we might get another retest kind of like this down here back to the August monthly open around $11,350, and then we might start pushing back up. Why do I think that? Because I think when I looked at the dollar, I personally think there might be another bit of a mini push in it, which would pull down gold a little bit, which would pull down Bitcoin a little bit too. And so I think we might get a nice, higher low, kind of like this and like this, and then start pushing back up. All right. Again, this is just, rough sketching of projections of how I see dollar and gold and crypto markets kind of moving in sync together. Okay. I do this every single day for a living, guys. I've been doing it for 11 years. So after doing it for so long, there are a couple things that you pick up in markets where you realize, there might be a bit too much enthusiasm of a potential bottom being created too soon. People may not be focused on other markets to look at the correlations. And so that's my job, you know, as someone who's sort of leading this advantage community right here, to show you guys areas where other people are not looking. Okay. So anyway, I do, however, think that BTC could probably push up higher. Um, the way I see it right now is if we look at a 12-hour chart, right, one could make the argument that we're maybe doing something like this. Okay, I've talked about this before. So if this is the top of the fifth, right, this should be your A, your B, this could be your C, and then we might create another D and an E, and then start pushing out. These are continuation triangles, so you know, basically they kind of look like this. Again, they don't have to look like perfect triangles where each side of the triangle meets the trend line. They just have to be compressing. And within that, you know, typically you do get a nice breakout from here, okay? And that targeted breakout should take us, in my opinion, to 13,000, maybe 13,900, which is the, let me show you real quick, which is the key high from 2019, right? Because I talked about this before that, you know, we really want a close above this area. Now, I had this marker previously as 11,483, but to be more precise, I personally think that you could make it 11,631 as the closing of this candle right here, which was January 22nd, 2018. That's the last highest close that we've had, you know, in January before we sold off. And this currently, okay, was actually the previous weekly close that we had was actually a higher close than this. So that, in my opinion, is a significant change in structure for BTC in terms of the weekly chart. However, you still need follow through. You can't just print a candle like that and then, you know, print a doji and start breaking down. That's not okay. You have to actually get follow through, and then we can start breaking up. Until then, right, I still feel cautiously bullish in saying that, you know, we could still break up from here. I'm not going to short this because, in my opinion, I think it's silly to short this right now. I think the market as a whole has pretty good health. The fact that DXY, the US dollar, still looks weak, the fact that gold is bouncing, the fact that BTC reclaimed its previous, you know, key SR levels, there's no reason to short, right? If you're shorting, you're kind of looking for like, you know, a couple $100 movements here and there. But if you're longing, you sometimes may get, you know, $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 movements if you just play it right, if you have your risk to reward set up properly. Okay. So I talked about Link, you know, I talked about ETH, right? ETH, you could be seeing the same way as BTC. Let me see here. So just like BTC reclaimed its August monthly open, or this key SR level right here, which comes from the high of this wick on July 27th. Okay, that's that marker that you can see we're holding above. ETH is the same way, where we got above the range low. This is a positive sign. Okay, if you hold above the range low, you should be looking for the EQ, which is the middle area of this whole range, which is at least around 390. And if you get above that, you should be looking for range high around $400 or so. The thing is, if you really want to start looking for higher prices, you definitely need a breakout above this range high, right? Once you start pushing past that range high, and for Bitcoin, I think that range high is right here around like 11.7 to 11.9 area. I still haven't quite figured out exactly what that you know, level is for ETH versus BTC. Like for ETH, that's $400, which is range high. For BTC, it might be like 11.9, maybe 12,000. But in either case, we want to see a breakout, you know, above this area right here. Especially getting above this weekly open is going to be critical. Alrighty. Let me see here. Dominance. So I've spoken about dominance right here around July, and told you all that if there is to be an altcoin season, the first thing that you'll probably start seeing is you'll definitely see, you know, BTC move up. But what you'll see overall is Bitcoin dominance dropping, because you'll see altcoins actually moving at a greater percentage, meaning they're attracting more volume, more market cap. Okay. you can make the argument for ETH right now in the same manner that ETH, since the bottom of March, right? So this was the March low. From here, we're up almost 338%, right? For BTC, let's check that out. Let's check how much we're up. It should be about the same. No. So we're up in BTC about 220%, okay? So that 100 extra percent that you see that's going on in ETH, the movement that you see in Link right here, where it's basically, you know, multiplied its market cap, its value from this March low to where we are right now by 700%. Well, that tells you that, you know, altcoins are actually attracting more volume, more money. So they're attracting, you know, more dominance in a sense to the overall crypto market cap. So that means BTC dominance could go down. And typically when we've seen BTC dominance start breaking down, that is an indication of an impending alt season, or you might even be in the middle of the alt season. All right, so I hope that makes sense. So I am still bullish overall, but I'm not blindly going to say that, you know, we have to start breaking up there. Key measures, key levels that we need to start moving up past, and then we can start making the argument that, okay, we're definitely still in a continuation mode, and we should start looking for 12,000 or 13,000 beyond. All right. So anyway, folks, hope y'all like this video. Hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy our content. I'll link another video by the end of this one where I talk about the potential for a couple of altcoins that have, in my opinion, 1,000% plus potential. You can watch that after this video. If y'all like it, come join our Advantage membership. All right, like I said, we have all these crypto channels. And again, if you're interested in equities as well, or even options trading, we have those as well. All right, that's it, guys. Y'all take care. Cheers, and have a good rest of your day.